This is it, the final end game. We've been experiencing countless waves of the darkness of the Matrix control, and this is the final straw right here. Haven't you been noticing, right? The pressure, the division, right? We got COVID, we got Omicron, we have all these new waves, new things happening, right? That are going to restrict access to higher consciousness. It's just plain and simple, right? Regardless of your belief, regardless of what's happening right now, we have to admit that the fear is really high. It's really intense times right now, right? Now understand why that is happening, right? In order for the light to come through, in order for this great awakening to actually create some higher consciousness within every soul, the darkness must be revealed. And that's what we're experiencing right now. You've seen me talk about this, right? Last year, the year before that, I said this next 3 to 4 years would be the most intense years of your life, starting with 2020, right? Here we are, almost at the midway point, entering 2022, right? And things are intense, okay? Now, this is just the surface, right? This is just planet Earth. Remember, the energy behind it is what is always causing our emotions, our feelings, right? Whatever that we can experience here on Earth is just the physical. And you're not just physical. You are so much more than that, right? Now, when you go beyond this veil of illusion, when the third eye opens, when the Kundalini starts being transmitted through the spine, you operate at a higher frequency. You go beyond this veil of illusion. You go beyond the physical. You unlock the infinite cup, right? Now, when you do this, you can see and look back and wonder, whoa, no wonder all of this is happening. No wonder, there's chemicals in the air. They're controlling the water, controlling the food. No wonder all of this is happening, right? Because if everybody was awakened, right, their matrix would not be here. You see, there would be no more power, no more greed, no more lower vibrational energies, because we would all be living in higher consciousness. We would all be freeing ourselves from the monetary situations and the, big pharma and all of these things, right? Now, that is a huge billion upon billion dollar machine, right? That is so massive, no human, I think, can really even understand it. Right now, that's what we're up against. Okay, and now final end game is here because we are at the halfway point. Right, there's basically too many people that know about the corruption and know about the evilness that is powering our world. Right, so in order for us to get through it, you see, in order for us to get through it to the light and experience something quote unquote positive, right, we have to experience the darkness first. Everybody in the spiritual awakening, everybody in this journey, right, wants to talk about light and love, wants to, talk about rainbows and unicorns, all this beautiful shiny stuff and crystals and light workers, and all of that stuff is wonderful and magical. However, if we don't talk about the darkness, if we don't get through and purge out all of those shadows and get rid of all of those skeletons in the closet, then what are we, right? We're building this and constructing this thing, right, on a very poor foundation. It's simply not going to work. Now, that's what was happening in the past, right? Now, new Earth, starting from 2020, starting from this point that is past singularity, right? Past neutrality, meaning we're in higher consciousness. We're in a higher vibration. Therefore, everything that was below that has to come to the surface for all of us to feel before we can finally say we've had enough. So that's why, haven't you noticed, especially in America, here in the States, it's like, Joe Biden and the political sector, those things don't work anymore, right? Team red, team blue doesn't work anymore, right? What are you going to do for this? What are you going to do for that, right? High fructose corn syrup, right? Chemtrails, whatever, right? These very simple, basic ideas that were huge, quote unquote, conspiracy theories 10 years ago are plain and simple facts now. There's no more pushing and shoving. Everybody knows high fructose corn syrup is bad. Everybody knows that there are, chemicals in the air that are coming from God knows what, and it's not necessary. We're tired of it, you see? Now, because of all of this momentum of living in that very low vibrational state, right, we are now purging all of that and entering higher consciousness. And this happens in waves. It's kind of like a roller coaster, right? Where you're clicking up, click, 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 going up, and there's a lot of anticipation, right? What's going to happen next? Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. You get all fixated on it, you see? And then you finally hit that top. And boom, you start rolling down, the hands go up. Woo, here we go. Let's ride it, baby, right? And that's what we're experiencing right now. And we're going to go right back up again, right? 2022, 2023, then 2024. You see this 4-year window, right, where we enter a new level of consciousness, you see. Now, this is a choice, right? Most people are still stuck on the 3D. Most people are still stuck on this AI, artificial world, metaverse, right? Getting caught in the physical. You see? That's not going away. The duality is not going anywhere. Most souls are still trapped under that umbrella, under that veil of illusion. You see, now when you step into 5D, when you open up this higher consciousness, when you get into something more expansive, right? Things start waking up. You start asking questions, right? Maybe there is more going on to what meets the surface here. Maybe there is more than just going to college or, playing by the old rules of the game. You see? Because the definition of new earth literally means it's new. There's new things that you need to do. You can't do the same old thing. It's not going to work. All right? So understand that you're going to continue to experience more roadblocks in your life. You're going to experience more restrictions, more pressure, as long as you abide by the matrix and whatever they're going to roll out next. Right? Omicron and all of this is nothing compared to the true natural disasters that could happen on our planet. Volcanoes, earthquakes, right? We have huge natural things that will bring mankind together. And that's why the seasons are called seasons. That's why the flowers don't bloom 365 days a year. That's why we have to go through the cold months to appreciate the warm months. You see, all of this is an ebb and flow. All of this is a dance with energy because energy is never constant. Remember this, because as you abide by 5D in the new earth, that's more freeing, you see? As you trust the higher self, as you trust the guides, the angels, as you let go of the ego and the lower self and whatever role that you are playing in 3D, just let it all go. You see, it's not going to work anymore. Understand that the only way through this is trusting and going through that difficult path and emerging as the victorious one, which is already you. That's it. There's no secret sauce here, right? You have to go through the fire in order to emerge as something stronger, as something bigger and brighter. And that's who you truly are. All right. So shout out to everybody on this journey. Shout out to everybody expanding and entering that consciousness and having a spiritual path and getting around this matrix control and having a clean diet, having access to clean water. These very simple things, right, will be appreciated and will be so valuable in the upcoming years. Right. No more thinking about toilet paper, what's going to run out next and this. No, think about the very simple basic necessities of life. That's why I'm out here off grid. That's why I'm collecting rainwater. That's why I'm living fully immersed in nature and being dependent, growing food, having all of this wonderful abundance, planting more seeds every single day. All right. Now, shout out to everybody doing just that. Shout out to everybody expanding and growing no matter what. All right, because that's what it takes right now. That's what we have to experience right now. Otherwise, they're going to take it all away. All right, shout out to the Inner Circle members. Shout out to everybody on the Patreon. I would not be here without you guys. If you want to get around the censorship, hopefully you made it this far and this video didn't get taken down yet, all right? I'm getting a lot of videos removed. I already have 2 strikes on my channel, so this is your last opportunity. Jump over to Patreon, jump over to the Inner Circle group and my Signal app, all right? It's kind of like a Discord server, similar to Telegram. Get around the censorship, get outside of social media, get into a real group of people, right? The Satsang, the tribe is here for you, all right? We would love to see you there, all right? You know where the links are in the description. If you're listening on the podcast, jump over to theinfinitecup.com or patreon.com/theinfinitecup, all right? Until next time, guys, infinite love, infinite peace. I'm out.